So I've just arrived in Boston, and there's my first beer, and then look at the view. That's just from the Prudential Tower, and that's a pretty amazing view of Boston, I think you'll agree. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, so I really enjoyed having this, sitting up here and having a little drink, but there you go. And this is the start of the Boston Duck Tour, which is a historic little trip around the city. You get to learn a bit of history of the place, of what makes Boston Boston, and get a bit of background on the people here. You can see it's a pretty curious looking thing, but there's a reason for it, which I will come on to in a minute. You can see, yeah, lovely views. There's a Boston Common there, which I've spent many an hour in there since I've been in Boston. Lovely place to come and chill out, and there's lots of little things. Now this is the reason it's bizarre, because it goes into the water. So it didn't actually make any noise at all. That was actually a special effect splash I added later, but now I've discovered where the special effects are on this. You will notice there'll be a few throughout my videos moving forward. That was another one. They weren't really annoyed with us. That was just something I did in. I thought it'd be funny. So we're coming back on land now, and you can see we're now back on terra firma after spending time on the river. Now we're just going to let another duck go into the water, and it's full of kids on there, so just see if we can get a cheer. So kids, can you please give me a cheer as you drive by? You've guessed it, that was actually another special effect, so I'll stop doing that now, sorry. And this was an awesome day. This was going out whale watching in Cape Cod, which I absolutely loved. The weather was beautiful, and look at all those whales. A lot of you already seen footage of this, so I won't spend much more time on there, but it was absolutely amazing. This was a really cool fountain in the middle of Boston, which I really liked. What made me laugh about it was you'd see kids thinking, wow, that looks fun to run through there, I'm going to do that. They proceed to run through, realise that the water's really cold, they don't like it, and then they run out crying. And for some reason I found that quite entertaining to watch that happening again and again, but there you go, nice fountain. Hi all, me again. Just wanted to give you an update for my second part of my journey for my American adventure holiday. This time from Boston, which has been another incredible week, much the way New York was, but for totally different reasons. I've done some amazing stuff again this week, and the weather seems to be getting better and better, which is why I'm sat in the shade underneath a tree in Boston Common. But I can't complain about that. It's been absolutely amazing. Actually, it's been boiling hot, beautiful. Done loads of cool stuff. Done the whale watching, which some of you may have seen my video I posted previously. I've done Discovery Trail around the city, which has been quite cool, quite amazing. I've been to the Cheers bar where they filmed which was the inspiration, and where they filmed some of the scenes from the Cheers series. So that was really cool. I had a nice pint of beer and a bagel in there. Yeah, it's been a really awesome week. I mean, the highlight is probably the whale watching. I've also done what's known as the Boston Duck Tour, which I'll come on to again in a minute. But that was really excellent as well. One thing about Boston, it's a really cool, trendy place, but they've probably got the weirdest accent of all Americans, and I'll just go into it a little bit. Basically worked out that there's two rules to be followed to make the authentic Boston accent. The first rule is that wherever in a word there is the letters A and R, you remove the R and put in another A, and that works for all words. And then the second rule is you keep hold of that R, and any time there's a word with O and then any consonant, you put that R back in between. So for instance, Boston becomes Boston, and a bar becomes a bar. And if you put that through when you talk all the way through, then you just sound exactly like a Bostoner. And I've actually used this while I've been here, and I've actually had full-on conversations with people where they haven't realised I'm not from here, which is bizarre. As soon as I talk with my normal voice again, it's like, oh my god, where are you from? Are you from Ireland, England? Where are you from? But if I talk with my fake accent, no I'm Boston-eyed. So here's my example, that you would get into your car, go to a bar in Boston, or go to John Hancock Centre, and And that's pretty much it. That's the Boston accent. So there are a little lesson if you come. If you're getting tired of people asking you where you're from, like, it can be quite tiresome. Just dip into that, and you should be fine. You should be able to get away with it. So that's the rules on that. Now, I mentioned before about the Boston Duck Tour. I want to just go into that a little bit if I can. It's quite cool. What it is, it's like a little bus tour of the city. But it drives around. It's a strange, odd-looking bus. But you drive around, and once you've done the various bits on the road, it just drives into the river and becomes a boat, and it takes you down the river, and there's more of the tour down the river. Now, it's nothing to do with ducks at all, actually. It's because it's a World War II vehicle called a UKW vehicle, and they were each year they were produced between 1940 and 1947. And I looked into this and did a bit of research, and I thought it was quite curious. The first one, 1940, was the A model. 1941 was B, and so on up to when they finished. Now, the most successful one that did the most successful campaign during World War II was the D model, hence Duck, which was 1943. Now, I pose the question: what if the 1945 one was the most successful one? What would they then have called this particular tour? I think it would have been an altogether different tour. I think you'll agree. So there you go, just a little observation of mine there. I just thought it was quite curious. But no, it's been an awesome week actually. I've really loved it. Done all this cool stuff. So tomorrow, this is my last full day. So tomorrow I get onto a coach, and I'm on the coach for a large portion of the next part of my life. On my way to Niagara Falls, which is going to be incredible, and I can't wait to get there, and I'm hoping to get some amazing footage, and as soon as I do have that, I will make sure I upload it and make sure you can see what I've seen. So anyway, there you are. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day in the sun, chill out a bit more, and I'll speak to you guys soon. So take care.